Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, the things I speak here are very hot. And I know the people I'm addressing are not happy about them. And I'm speaking this from the bottom of my heart. That Kenyans pray for this channel and pray that God keeps us alive. And as I say, I will continue pushing for justice until God speaks otherwise. But then, YouTube doesn't forget. My videos will remain on this channel for reverence in generations to come. Why am I saying this? We are dismantling very powerful territories. Powerful. Who have all the powers to do whatever they can. But ladies and gentlemen, we fear nothing. And we believe that through this platform, no matter how small it is, one day, God will speak in a tremendous way in this country. Back to the Kenyan politics, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to say much, but those people who understand have understood what I mean. I will be mixing Swahili and English when necessary. And of course, as I always say, if you're watching this video, kindly take your 1 or 2 minutes, click that subscribe button. Actually, it takes you like 2 seconds. And turn on your notification bell. And remember to share these videos. If you don't share our videos, then you are an enemy of electoral justice in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you, those people who read, those who do research, in one way or another, you've come across Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka got independence in 1948. And up to now, it has a population of 22 million people. And according to the Sri Lankan history, the dynasties have been in power for decades. Dynasties have dominated the presidency for a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, a candidate emerged in Sri Lanka. His name is Gotabaya. The 73-year-old fearless man. He branded himself a hustler. Ladies and gentlemen, and he said, I want to rescue Sri Lanka from the hands of dynasties. Alijivalisha ngozi ya kondoo. Ni dynasty ilijivalisha ngozi ya kondoo. Ni umbwa mwitu ilijivalisha ngozi ya kondoo. He put hustlers together and told them, vote for me, and my assignment is to kick the dynasties out of leadership, and immediately I will bring the cost of living down, and Sri Lanka will be a small heaven on earth. People came together. They said, now this is the right way to go. The hustlers in Sri Lanka overwhelmingly and with one voice voted for Gotabaya as the president. He kicked out the dynasties who have been in power for decades. Now, I want to highlight some 7 points, or not 8 or 10, that were the pillars of Gotabaya's presidency after winning in 2019. One of the assignments was to kick out dynasties which he successfully succeeded and won in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the second assignment was to dismantle cartels who had taken root in government in form of dynasty, as he was saying. Another assignment from Gotabaya, according to him, was to bring down the cost of living in Sri Lanka and make a very small heaven on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, but Gotabaya had a weakness. One, he was an all-knowing man. He knew everything according to him. He's a man who never wanted opposition. He's a man who never listened to his critics. He's a man who could not listen to experts. Now, na kichwa yake ngumu, he did a mistake. Sri Lanka was in debt, and Gotabaya had a responsibility to pay back the debts, including some of the ports in his own backyard that had been taken away. He had a responsibility to bring them back. The experts just stepped aside. The critics stepped aside and said, because Gotabaya is all-knowing, we let him run the show. Ajifanyie kazi kama president, because yeye ni hustler, he's an elected president, wajafanye kazi yao. Now, Gotabaya pushed through the large tax cuts to please the hustlers. Ladies and gentlemen, the economic experts in Sri Lanka warned Gotabaya, wakamwambia, whatever you are doing is wrong and it will send this country into an economic crisis. He didn't listen. He was an all-knowing man, a man who runs the show single-handedly. Ladies and gentlemen, the hustlers waited for the promises that Gotabaya made during campaigns. None could come true. They waited very patiently. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. They got impatient with Gotabaya. And what they did? The hustlers started to eat their own hustler. Wakaitana pamoja, and they stormed into State House. They forced their own hustlers out of office. Gotabaya flew in a military chopper into exile. He disappeared. Akatoroka, akakwenda. Why? He couldn't manage what he promised during the campaigns. The hustlers got impatient and they decided, whatever means, he must go home. After Gotabaya took power, he appointed relatives into powerful positions, including his own brothers, to run government. But the hustlers said, we have been patient enough. Enough is enough. Gotabaya and your relatives, Gotabaya and your people, is you resign now or we kick you out. You saw that video. Millions of people, they stormed into State House. Gotabaya had nothing to do. He fled. Ladies and gentlemen, I was carefully going through sorry, when I was seated, I carefully did a comparison between the campaigns of Gotabaya and the campaigns that the Kenya Kwanza government was running before it took power in August this year. I got 99.99% similarities. The Kenya Kwanza government, led by His Excellency now, the President William Samoei Ruto, they were running their campaigns in a very dangerous direction. Just exactly how Gotabaya did. You and I have been in this country. You and I have watched all along what the Kenya Kwanza told Kenyans. That we are coming as hustlers to send dynasties home. Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga. Why? Their families have been in power for decades. We are coming as hustlers to send dynasties home, and this government will be entirely of Mama Mboga, wheelbarrow, boda boda, mukokoteni. 100% hustler government. The same scenario that happened in Sri Lanka. When I further looked at William Ruto's campaigns, I came to notice that he promised a small heaven in Kenya through unimaginable promises that I'm not sure if he will achieve. I don't know. So Ruto won presidency in 2022 August. He successfully managed to send dynasties home, just like Gotabaya did in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, just like the high cost of living was high in Sri Lanka and it's still high, just like Sri Lanka was in debt, Kenya also has been hit by drought and hunger. The high cost of living is skyrocketing each and every day. We have a 10 trillion debt to pay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this information is powerful. It's hitting. And when the owners get all of this information, they will not feel happy at any point. And you know how they revenge. But I pray that the God of heaven has the final answer. Ladies and gentlemen, Ruto is a one-man show. He runs the show himself. The opposition decided to keep quiet to let him run the show. Raila has decided that there's no handshake. Let him run the show. Uhuru Kenyatta is silent at Ichaweri, eating retirement. They have left Kenya Kwanza to run the show single-handedly, just like Gotabaya did in Sri Lanka. Kenya Kwanza is a hustler government, just like the Gotabaya government was a hustler government. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard, umesikia hii, kwamba the Kenya Kwanza government is planning to invade the rich by forcing them to pay high taxes, just like Sri Lanka did. Kenya Kwanza has refused to listen to experts. Kenya Kwanza has refused to listen to its critics, including me. They have failed to listen. Kenya Kwanza has refused to listen to the courts. Mahakama imesema you cannot force Kenyans to save under NSSF. Please, that is illegal. But the Kenya Kwanza government is saying Kenyans must be forced to save at least 2,000 shillings every month. They have refused to listen to experts. Ladies and gentlemen, in Sri Lanka, the hustlers got impatient and they decided to eat their own hustlers. What am I saying? Listen, I know, and I'm very confident that this video is shaking territories. And I'm telling you this without fear of contradiction. That, ladies and gentlemen, in this country, Kenya, a time is coming, if I will be alive or if I will be on this platform, a time is coming when the hustlers will get impatient. A time, the government is new. They are patient. But a time is coming when Mama Mboga will begin to ask about the hustler fund. A time is coming when wheelbarrows will begin to demand to buy unga at 70 shillings. A time is coming when the border will demand to buy fuel per liter at 80 shillings. A time is coming when this nation will be impatient. And let me tell you, Azimio are watching from a distance. Raila is in Bondo, as you told him. Uhuru Kenyatta is in Ichaweri, as you told him. Mulisema mutawapandisha wheelbarrow, muwapeleke nyumbani. They are at home, relaxing. They have left Kenya Kwanza to run the show single-handedly. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know where they will blame. Ila wakati hustlers watafeel impatient, Kenya will be smelly with casualties. And you know who will be the casualties. But I pray that Kenya doesn't go that direction. I pray very hard that Kenya doesn't go that direction. Kenya Kwanza is trading on a very risky edge. If they cannot listen, Kenya Kwanza government is dangerously doing business with Kenyans. A time is coming when hustlers will wake up from their political campaign dream. A time is coming when they will wake up and start facing the reality. I don't know what will happen in this country. Umesikia wameanza kusema. In fact, Kenya Kwanza has even started turning against their own manifesto. One of the manifesto was they will scrap CBC. You saw Gasha was saying today, CBC is here to stay. It's going nowhere. You heard them say that the war in Ukraine and Russia has led to the high cost of living in Kenya. Yet they told us it's Uhuru and Raila. It's the handshake. They have turned against their own manifesto. The hustlers are about to start asking questions. The hustlers are about to start questioning. You saw the people who are being awarded positions in Kenya Kwanza government are relatives and friends, just like Gotabaya did in Sri Lanka. Court cases are disappearing without explanation. Graft cases are disappearing without explanation. Murder cases are being buried without proper explanation. No one knows where they are going to. When the hustler will get impatient, mutakumbuka hii video nimeweka leo. Kama nitakuwa hapa, tutaikumbuka pamoja. Kama nitakuwa kwingine, basi nyinyi mutaikumbuka. God bless you. Asanteni sana, Mungu abariki.